In this video we're going to look at how to complete a full purchase in the classroom shop that you've got today. So I'm going to pretend that we have 4 items, okay? So we've got 4 different items. I'm going to just assign a different shape to each of those items. Now we've got item number 1, 2, and then we've got 2 items that are the same. Okay, so those are meeting the conditions. Remember, you have to have at least 3 items and at least 2 of the same item. Okay, so when I took these off the shelves, the first item said it was 10% off. The second one said it was 50% off. And the item number 3, or the 2 items, were both 25% off. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do each item one at a time. So we're going to first do item number 1. Okay. Which is 10% off. Oh, and I have not written the prices of these. So the prices of each of them were $20. $15, and this was $10 each. $10 for one. Alright, back to our first one. So we've got our first item is 10% off of $20. So we're going to change our percentage into decimal form and times it by the whole number. Oh, sorry. So we go 0 times 1, 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 0 is 0. We add those together. One decimal place in the question, 1 decimal place in the answer. We have now found our discount. So we're going to subtract from our original price of $20, take $2, using your subtraction, we can find that it is $18. So the new price of the first item is $18. Okay, so now we're going to do the second item, which is 50% off $15. We're going to convert that into decimal form and times it by the whole number. We put that into the format of multiplication and we go 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 0 is 0 plus 2 is 2. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 0 is 0. We add those together. 1 decimal in the question, 1 decimal in the answer. We have our discount amount. We subtract that from the original price. 0 takes 0, and we carry. 10 take 5. Decimal, carry again, 14 takes 7, and we have our new price of item 2. So it's $18 for item 1 and $7.50 for item 2. Okay, I'm going to go to new page and I'm going to write those ones on the side. Okay, so item 1 was $18. And item 2 was $7.50. Now we're going to do item 3. And we bought 2 of those items. Okay, they were 25% off. Oopsie, sorry, I wrote a dollar sign there. they were 25% off, and they were each $10. Now we're just going to work out the price for one of those items to begin with. Okay, so for item 3, it's 25% off $10. So we're going to convert that into our decimal form and times it by the whole number. We're going to write that in our multiplication format. 0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. Then we're going 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 0, 0 plus 5, and 0 plus 2. And we don't need to worry about that last 0. 2 decimals in the question means 2 decimals in the answer. That's our discount amount. We subtract that from the original price of $10 because original price take discount equals new price. So 0 takes 0. We're going to need to do some borrowing. 10 take 5. 9 take 2. And that creates our new price. Okay. Now, that's the new price for item 3 if you just bought one of them. But we want to buy 2. So we're going to take that new price and we're going to times it by 2. We go 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 7 is 14 plus 1 is 15. And we're going to have 2 decimal places in the question, so it's 2 decimal places in the answer. And now we have the price for 2 items. So we're going to add that to the side here. For item 3, 2 of them. 2 times item 3 is $15. The next step is to add all of these together. So we go 0, 0, and 0 makes 0. So we're adding it all together. 0 plus 5 plus 0 is 5. 8 plus 7 is 15. And plus another 5 is 20. And then 2 plus 1 is 4. So the total price for all of our items, all 4 items, is $40.50. So then you need to ask yourself the question, does this fit in my budget? Okay, so you will have a particular amount of money that you've been given. If my budget was $40, then I wouldn't be able to afford this because it's 50 cents over. However, if it was $50, then I could. Let's say that I had $50. To work out how much change, I need to subtract $40.50 from my $50. So we take the amount that I have, which is $50, and we subtract the amount that the cost of the items. So we go 0 takes 0, and we're going to need to borrow. 10 take 5, 9 take 0, and 4 take 4. So the amount of change that I now have is $9.50. I can buy all 4 items and go home with $9.50 change. What you now need to do is apply this method to your own items. So remember, we first found the price of each of the items. Okay, and we wrote down how much the discount was and how much the item cost at the original price for each of the items. We then just worked out each item on its own. And we used our formula to find the new price. Okay. Then, and this was what we did for the third one, Remember, when you've got multiple items, just work out the price of one and then multiply it by the number of times. If I bought 3 of those items, then I would have had to multiply it by 3 instead of 2. Add all of your item prices together, the totals, and then you need to ask yourself the question, does this fit inside my budget? If it does, if it is lower than your budget, then to find out your change, you take your budget amount, the amount of cash you have, and you subtract the price of all your items to find the change.